Hi everyone, this is Father Warner, and we are now in Thursday of the 5th week of Lent. Our Gospel reflection is taken from John chapter 8 verses 51 to 59. I'm going to read now the text for you. Jesus said to the people, "Very truly I tell you, whoever keeps my word will never see death." The Jews said to him, "Now we know that you have a demon. Abraham died, and so did the prophets. Yet you say, whoever keeps my word will never taste death. Are you greater than our father Abraham who died? The prophets who also died? Who do you claim to be?" Jesus answered, "If I glorify myself, my glory is nothing. It is my Father who glorifies me, He of whom you say, He is our God, though you do not know Him. But I know Him. If I would say that I do not know Him, I would be a liar, like you. But I do know Him, and I keep His word. Your ancestor Abraham rejoiced that he would see my day. He saw it and was glad." Then the Jews said to him, "You are not yet 50 years old, and have you seen Abraham?" Jesus said to them, "Very truly I tell you, before Abraham was, I am." So they picked up stones to throw at him. But Jesus hid himself and went out of the temple. The Gospel of the Lord. My dear sisters and brothers, quite clearly the Jews have now lost the plot, having nothing concrete really to accuse Jesus of. Just before this text, in chapter 8, verse 48, they will call him a Samaritan. They accuse him of being a Samaritan. Then they accuse him, as we heard in today's Gospel, of being possessed. And quite earlier, they also insinuated an illegitimate birth. Nothing stops Jesus from quite plainly declaring who he is, as he says, he is the great I am. To a 20th century mind, the words I am almost sounds like some conjunction in grammar, but not to a Jew. They understood immediately that Jesus was claiming to be God. Notice that Jesus says, he does not say rather that before Abraham was, I was. He says, before Abraham was, I am. A first century Jew would have picked this up immediately, because the first Jew who ever heard these words, I am, was Moses in Exodus chapter 3 verse 14, where God says to Moses, I am who I am. This you shall tell the people of Israel, I am has sent you. The Jews now listening to Jesus knew at once that Jesus was proclaiming himself to be God. And anyone claiming to be God, to hold on to the divine name of God, would only be considered by the Jews as a blasphemer. And this is the reason why they pick up stones to throw at Jesus. John's Gospel is the only Gospel to record the I am statements of Jesus. There are 7 of these I am statements. The I am statements make known that Jesus Christ is the source of life and the source of abundant grace. It signals the very presence of God in our midst. I am. The question is, do we also, like the Jews, need proof of God's existence in our lives? What will it take us, very often I ask, to bow down in adoration before Him, sometimes even days such as this that we face? I have often agonized when young people tell me that they do not believe in God. Baptized Catholics who have rejected Jesus Christ as God and use this as some kind of, or claim rather, that religion is some kind of mumbo jumbo. Sadly, you cannot convince anybody, because faith is a deeply personal experience. You need to experience God in your heart for you to understand what faith is really all about. If you still wish, even if your faith is faltering and you are listening to this broadcast, if you wish to find God, may I suggest two things. First, look for Him in the scriptures, because God and His word are one. And the other, having looked for Him in the scriptures, the other requires humility. We need to get down on our knees. God listens to knee mail much more than He listens to or reads our email. And when you go down on your knees, you will find the great I Am. Knee mail Him today and you will find Him. God bless you.